motion is adopted.
President's controversial Big Beautiful Bill passing in the House with a vote of 218 to 214.
But oh yes, the bill did pass. The problem with you liberals is that you don't like what's in it because it doesn't line your pockets anymore and give you free stuff. But let's get to the rest of this video and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Here we go. Hey there, Patriots. This is True Outlaw Patriot coming at you with another one. The video that I'm dropping today, 4th of July, it's going to be an early one. So hopefully everybody can check it out before you go on your 4th of July weekend activities. Or check it out, show it to family and friends while you're having fun. Help spread the channel around, the message. And so you guys can see how the left is melting down, especially this man right here, Hakeem Jeffries. About President Trump's big beautiful bill that passed. Seems like everyone is uptight about it and they just keep lying, okay, as usual. I mean, from Debbie Wasserman Schultz, whatever her name is, in Florida, all the way to California, all the way to up the East Coast. All the Democrats are saying that it's going to strip 17 million so-called Americans of their medical insurance. Okay, they won't say about the illegals. And the talking point now is that it's going to kill people. They always come out with every single time. This bill is going to kill people. This bill is going to kill people. Well, I tell you what. You know, when Biden became president and left the border wide open, okay, he actually, all his policies actually got people killed. Okay. People coming from way down South America all the way into the United States. If it wasn't a girl or a child that was raped or murdered or sex trafficked, it was some gang members out there just causing havoc and killing people and beating people up, and people dying trying to cross the Darien Gap to get through the South American countries to come into America. People getting snatched up at the border on the Mexican side, never to be seen or heard from again. What was it, 350,000 or maybe more immigrant children that have gone missing, and yet not a damn peep from the left on that. Not a protest, nobody on the left coming out and pointing out the actual people that got killed under Biden's policies. And yet Trump's bill hasn't even it passed, but it hasn't got into effect yet. And just like in 2016, right away they're saying that this bill is going to kill people, is going to kill thousands of Americans, millions of Americans, and on and on and on. They go with the damn leftist dog whistle. And this is why they keep losing. This is why their base is getting smaller. And this is why many of them are getting voted out. Because all they do is fearmonger. They have no regard. And I've said it once, I'll say it again. They have no regard for the American people, their own constituents, or anybody else for that matter. And they definitely have no regard for anybody coming from another country into this country. But leave it up to them to come and make this something that it's not. Okay? So, there's a few things I want to show you guys. Now they're protesting, saying that there's going to be major protests today all around the United States on the 4th of July to protest President Trump and his bill. Okay? And there's one person in particular that I want to play. I want to point something out about that person. But a couple of things. Happy 4th of July to everyone. I'm glad you guys are with the channel. I want to thank all my subscribers and all my new subscribers here on YouTube and on Rumble. So don't forget to comment, like, share, subscribe, pass the channel around. And right quickly, this morning I was on a live. I wasn't on a live. I was messaging on a live with one of my subscribers. Real nice guy. You guys should go check out his channel. Ron's opinion don't matter. It's called Ron's opinion don't matter. And go to his channel, show him some love, join his channel. He's real good. He's up and growing. He did the same with some of his subscribers when I was sending him messages. It was a great live chat. Had a lot of fun doing it, a lot of laughs. So don't forget, go check him out, show him some love, wish him a happy 4th. Again, is Ron's opinion don't matter. Go check it out. So with all that being said, we're gonna get to see what Hakeem Jeffries over here, okay, has to say. This was yesterday, okay, and you gotta watch all these cackling people in the background, and I just find it totally disgusting. But you know what? It didn't matter. With all the fear mongering and all the people, you know, voting against it, it still passed. And at some point today, I think either 4 or 5 o'clock, depending on where you're at, President Trump is going to talk about it, how it passed. He's going to read it, or whatever the case is, to make it final. So with all that being said, let's just play a snippet on this video so you guys can see how disgusting and is just so tasteless and crass of how these Democrats act. Here we go.
Support rural and underserved communities and help new mothers. And in the second paragraph of this letter dated April 14, 2025, Mr. Speaker, these 13 members of the House Republican Conference make this extraordinary representation. It says, however, we cannot and will not support a final reconciliation bill.
Oh, now they're all giggling and laughing. What he's trying to do is, there was 13 Republicans that back in April said they were gonna vote against basically whatever President Trump is gonna put out. That's just the bottom line. All a bunch of rhinos. I mean, they make it seem as if this is something new, okay, when it's not. And they're all acting like, you know, like it's a big gotcha moment. Oh, look at that. Well, 13 Republicans said they were going to vote against it. Listen, those 13 Republicans need to be voted out anyway, or they're probably not going to they're probably not going to run again. Okay, there is no secret that besides the liberals and the Democrats, that they are Republicans that have always been against Trump, that have always been against America, period. Okay. But leave it up to Hakeem Jeffries to make it seem like, oh, this is a got you moment. You know, 13 Republicans have been saying since April they're going to go against, you know, whatever bill President Trump puts out. But it's no secret. They've been against them. They'll always be against them. Okay? But President Trump got the last laugh. But let's continue.
That includes any reduction in Medicaid coverage for vulnerable populations. This bill represents the largest cut to Medicaid in American history. It will devastate vulnerable populations all across America. And so the reality is, all 212 House Democrats are going to stand up and protect the health care of the American people. We're going to protect the Medicaid of the American people against this assault on vulnerable communities. And I'm looking forward to all 13 of you joining us.
Ha 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 ha! Clap clap clap! Nothing but a bunch of like circus seals. That's all they are. Just clapping. You know, it's just ridiculous the way they're going to stand there making it seem like, you know what, it's in the bag, we got this. But they actually don't. They really don't. Okay? Because it passed. So even with those so-called 13 House Republicans that joined them, it still passed. Okay? And this whole thing that he's saying that this is going to affect, you know, millions of Americans, their health care and Medicaid and this and that. Listen, what they're really talking about, and I've said this before in my other videos, a lot of people have been saying it, if you read the bill, if you specifically read on the part of Medicaid and healthcare, you will see what they're upset about, okay, is the fact that they are going to strip away Medicaid from anybody who is in this country illegally. Plain and simple. If you're an able-bodied adult, okay, you have to show that you're working at least 80 hours a month, not a week, a month, in order for you to keep your Medicaid. If you're a single mom with children, okay, and you qualify, of course, you're going to keep your Medicaid. The elderly will keep their Medicaid. Anybody that's sick will keep their Medicaid. I mean, if you look at it, it's stripping a lot away, but it's also making room for people to get on their feet. Case in point, again, able-bodied people. Okay, what they're not telling you is the whole big picture, because they're protesting against that. The new thing now with the bill that's coming out, that what Trump promised, which was no tax on overtime, no tax on tips, now AOC is saying that that's a problem. Okay, Ramdamia, whatever the hell his name is, in New York is saying that that's a problem. All the way to California, all these Democrats are saying that that's a problem. Why is it a problem? If you're able to keep more of your money in your pocket and you're showing the government that you're working, you'll be able to keep money in your pocket, something the Democrats don't want you to do, and you'll be able to keep your Medicaid until you get better. Medicaid for able-bodied people was not supposed to be lifetime. Okay? What Donald Trump is trying to do is bring people up out of poverty, out of having the government as a crutch because they don't want to go to work, or they just want to stay home and have babies, or they just want to stay home and do play video games or do drugs. It's like, no, now it's time for everybody that's able-bodied, get up off your ass and start doing something for yourself. And he's also giving them a boost at the same time, okay, when it comes to no tax on tips and no tax on overtime. But the Democrats can't put those two things together. They just can't, okay? Again, and not to mention all the illegal migrants that are on Medicaid and food stamps and welfare. All that is going back to zero. Is going to be stripped. At the same time, coupled with the fact that he is kicking people out of the country, freeing up jobs, freeing up more money for the American people. Our money, our taxpayer money, the money that belongs to us. But the Democrats don't want that. Right away, they got to come with the fear-mongering, okay? That people are going to die. I mean, it's just asinine at this point with them. And now they're going to go and promote all these protests that are going to go on. And for what? What are you protesting for? You're protesting because President Trump wants to do something to even bring up your lazy ass to do something? But that's not how they want it, okay? But they're all laughing. He's all gleeful. Let's get to the next video, and let's just see how the bill passed. Here we go.
Adopted.
President's controversial Big Beautiful Bill passing in the House with a vote of 218 to 214. Two Republicans voting nay, along with all House Democrats. They included lots of arm twisting and a marathon speech.
Fox's Rebecca Castor.
Well, hold on one second. I thought Hakeem Jeffries said 13 Republicans. It only ended up being 2 Republicans. So for all the seal clapping in the background and everybody smiling and making it seem like, oh, it was a got you moment, it still passed, and it passed by 4 extra votes. Okay? So they didn't get the 13 Republicans that they thought that was going to jump on their side and help put a stop to President Trump's bill. Oh no, that's not how it worked. There's a new sheriff in town. All you leftists out there that are lying to people, that are making it seem as if, you know what, this is the end of the world, this is the end of the United States, this is the end of democracy, people are gonna die. You need to stop with the fear-mongering. Okay? I only mention about the things that Biden did that cost people their lives. Don't even get me started in the past 4 years with all the people that committed crimes in the blue states where the leftist judges and district attorneys and lawyers and governors and mayors let happen. Okay, let's not add that. I mean, in Chicago over the weekend, okay, another mass shooting at a nightclub. Nobody wants to talk about that. 4 dead, what was it, 12 or 18 shot, 4 of them died? They won't talk about that. Why not? Oh, that's right, because, it happened in a blue state. And Brandon Johnson won't talk about that, but all of a sudden, a bill that President Trump wants to pass, it's going to kill people. Yeah, okay, let's continue.
We're in Washington tonight.
The yeas are 218, the nays are 214. The motion is adopted.
You could call House Speaker Mike Johnson a miracle worker after wrangling his party to pass President Trump's key legislative policy, the One Big Beautiful Bill.
We are delivering on our promise to make America great again.
There you go.
Every single Democrat stands in strong opposition to this bill because we're standing up for the American people.
Democrats did everything they could to delay things, including a record-breaking nearly 9-hour speech from House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries before the final vote.
Donald Trump's deadline may be Independence Day. That ain't my deadline. We don't work for Donald Trump. We work for the American people.
The colossal bill makes Trump's 20...
And they're doing a lousy job of that, okay? And they're still doing a lousy job at that.
17 tax cuts permanent, includes no tax on tips or overtime, increases funding for the border and the military, but also raises the debt ceiling and makes cuts to Medicaid and SNAP programs.
President Trump has been right there talking to our members, walking them through why this bill's so important.
Vice President J.D. Vance weighed in on X, posting, "Congrats to everyone. At times I even doubted we'd get it done by July 4th, but now we've delivered big tax cuts and the resources necessary to secure the border." In the end, 2 House Republicans voted against it.
It's not Republican priorities. It adds to the debt and the deficit.
The White House says...
Okay, we're going to stop it right there, okay? I mean, it's just garbage. Just a quick thing, and I'm going to say it, even though I probably shouldn't, but I'm going to say it. Okay, the bill hasn't passed yet. They're over here talking about they're upset because it's going to make cuts to Medicaid and SNAP and all that. And again, it's going to be on a case-to-case basis. If you're able-bodied, you got to work for it. If you're an illegal immigrant, you're not going to get it, and so on and so forth. Okay, that's the way it's going to be. And what I'm trying to say is, okay, I had a conversation with a next-door neighbor of mine, a few houses down. Okay, we were just out there chatting, and he's disabled. Okay, and we spoke briefly for a few. Okay, now mind you, none of the bills have passed yet. Okay, this is the 4th of July. None of these bills have passed yet. Where I'm living at, I've been here 2 years, so I've known my neighbor for 2 years. I know he's disabled. Okay, he admitted to me that he's only getting $23 in food stamps. $23 in food stamps. So, if you're telling me that this man has been on disability for the past few years and getting food stamps, that was under whose policies? Right. That was under Joe Biden's policies. That my next door neighbor, an American, okay, who is disabled, is only getting $23 fucking dollars in food stamps, while all these illegal immigrants are coming here and getting free room and board and cars and houses and money and food stamps, and they want them to be able to be citizens and vote and take over the population. I don't think so. Okay? I don't think so. Hopefully now, with all this going on, maybe, okay, and I truly mean it, maybe they'll bump up his food stamps to help him out. Okay? But that's just one story. God only knows how many stories of Americans are out there in the past 4 years that have been suffering the same plight as my next door neighbor. Okay? Under the Biden regime and their policies. But Hakeem Jeffries says that him and all the Democrats are looking out for Americans. Really? Well, I think you missed one. Okay? You missed one. But before I get too rattled up, excuse the language, let's get to the next video on what's going on with all these people that are talking about, that they're going to wind up having protests and stuff like that. Here we go.
All right, on the other side of things, left-wing activists set to hold protests today, including by the Women's March. You may remember them. This protest hopes to, quote, free America from poverty, free America from the grip of hate and the political fear, and free America to protect our freedoms before they are gone.
Right.
Yeah, and the People's Union USA, which is another activist group, plans to boycott some of America's most successful companies, including Amazon, Home Depot, Starbucks. The group's founder recently commenting on the organization's planned Independence Day protest.
This is the most important boycott of the year. It's about walking away from the illusion they've built and reclaiming what it actually means to be free. Do not go to the parades. Do not gather at the fireworks shows. Don't wave a flag for a country that no longer waves it for you. There is no independence to celebrate right now.
Yeah, here.
Okay, and I'm just going to cut it right there because that's all you need to hear. You heard him. Don't go to the parades. Don't go to the fireworks shows. Don't wave the flag because you have no freedoms or nothing like that. Okay, we have no freedoms. Let's see how much he's talking about that is of truth. Here we go.
We are the only ones that can put a stop to the Trump administration.
One struggle, one fight. One struggle, one fight. Palestine is our fight. Palestine is our fight.
Okay, so you've seen that. That was just 2 clips, people. Okay. And I don't need to show you guys more. I mean, so many people online have been showing this content. I mean, it just goes on and on and on. Of all the protests, everybody waving flags from other countries, but yet that dude, un-American, white dude, liberal, douchebag, is saying, don't wave the flag for the country that doesn't, that doesn't help you. But yet it's okay for people from other countries to come here and wave their damn flags in America. And you're screaming about that, saying that that is their First Amendment right. But don't celebrate the 4th of July, even though it's because of the 4th of July that they can come to this country and wave their flag. Make it make sense, people. Make it make sense. You know? And not only that, how about when they burn the American flag because they say that's freedom of speech? You have people from other countries that are here illegally in in many of these protests, I should say, burning the American flag. And yet you got this dude talking about don't celebrate the 4th of July because you're celebrating for a country, and don't wave the flag because they've done nothing for you. But look at all the protests that have been going on in this country. The Constitution supposedly protects that, doesn't it? Or only when you see fit. See, this is why I have a big problem with illegal migrants, or basically anybody that comes to this country that does not love America. Even if you become naturalized, you become a citizen, and you still hate America, you should be stripped of that, and you should get your ass kicked out of the country. Plain and simple. We have no use for anybody that comes into this country that says they want to be an American, they wind up being an American, but they still hate the country. Then what the hell are you doing here? What are you doing here? And I know I'm going to piss off some people to say, well, if they became an American, listen, I don't care if you're born here or not. If you hate the country, just go. Just leave. We don't need you here. Okay? So you see all these people protesting all over the place. Okay? Raising their flags to their countries, waving the American flag upside down as if, they're in danger, burning the American flag because it's their constitutional right to do so, while some guy's saying, don't celebrate the 4th of July because this country hasn't done anything for you. But yet, and I'll just throw in this little video clip that I came across because I've never seen it before up until today, but supposedly it came out months ago. But of course, nobody will put it on the news, okay? And we're going to be pretty surprised of how the double standard just runs thick on the left, okay? And this might be new to all of yous here, okay? Check this out so we can wrap this video up and go. Here we go.
Outrage at an Orange County high school. Students take a stand after a school employee's controversial social media post sparks backlash.
Fox 11's Christy Fajardo live in Buena Park with more on what has the students so upset. Christy?
Yeah, Christine and Alex, the school isn't commenting, nor are they saying what that school employee does for the school, but a LinkedIn profile says she's a teaching aide. And today, rather than go to class, a large group of students instead gathered outside and marched in protest. Student protests at Buena Park High School in Fullerton. Touched off by this. A social media post students tell us belongs to a teacher's aide, showing a burning Mexican flag and reading, "If you all have flags, I will burn them for you. This is America. They are deporting criminals."
Mexicans aren't criminals. Like my friend said, they just come to give better opportunities.
Obviously, we have freedom of speech, but she knows that students follow her and she knows that she's surrounded by students. There was also many comments where students told her to please stop and she would just continue.
Get her fired. She has to have some type of consequences for her actions. She should have thought this through before she said those things, honestly.
We are showing Jaslene's face because her mother gave us permission to interview her. She too was outraged by the post, pointing out the student body is overwhelmingly Latino and the Mexican flag is a symbol of cultural pride. And burning it sends a message they aren't welcome.
Oh, wow, really? Now listen, I'm not trying to rank on these little kids, okay? Not at all. They're misguided, of course. But oh, the irony that for years, for decades in America, the American flag is spit on, stepped on, is burnt, it's pulled down, and other flags are being put up like they did in New York last year, putting up the Palestinian flag, putting up the Mexican flag in certain parts of the country. And one person burns a Mexican flag, and oh my God, there's got to be a protest about it. Oh, the irony. You can't burn their flag because, it's all about cultural pride and freedom and blah, 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 blah. In America. But in America, you have blacks, whites, Mexican, you name it, protesting, burning American flags. What about our pride? What about our cultural pride? What about our American pride? I've mentioned it in another video. In the Mexican Constitution in Mexico, what is it, Amendment 33 or whatever the case is, it is against the law to burn or deface a Mexican flag. But yet those people that take so much pride in Mexico come to another country or even born in another country and you want to burn the flag that gives you the right to protest. And one person comes out and says, you know what, no more. And it's a problem. Now listen, don't get me wrong. I'm not putting out this video for everybody to go out there and start burning flags. No. I'm putting this video out. It's the 4th of July. We fought for this. Our ancestors fought for this freedom. We live by constitutional law. One of them is freedom of speech. I'm here to put this video out so everybody can see the double standard, the hypocrisy, and the damn irony from the left. Okay? And even with all this, and this is nothing compared to all the information that's out there, all the video, all the chaos is out there. This is nothing what I'm putting out. But one person, one time, that, like I said, that I've seen it, of a Mexican flag getting burnt, it's a problem. Because I'll be honest with you, and everybody that knows my channel knows me. I'll call it out. And it's not that I don't look for it, okay? Because in my opinion, it's just not out there. Because if it was, it'd be all over the mainstream media. But I like anybody to tell me, when was the last time you've heard on the news, especially the mainstream media, that an American was burning the flag of another country in America? And I don't want to hear you lefties saying, oh, it happens all the time. No, it doesn't. You're talking shit, because it would be all over the mainstream media. CNN, MSNBC, ABC, NBC, you name it, it'll be all over the media. It'll be a hate crime. And you know it. But it's funny that all these lefties today want to protest the 4th of July, want to protest President Trump's policies and bills of what he wants to do to help Americans first. That's a problem. Well, guess what? Get this through your heads. Number one, you're never going to win the battle to try to destroy America. That's number one. Number two, you're never going to win the battle to try to destroy America. That's it. Okay? Plain and simple. That is our God-given right, and our Constitution protects that right. That you will never, ever, okay, destroy this country because you want to have your leftist utopia. Okay? It's just plain and simple. Wanting to stand up for America does not make you racist. It doesn't make you xenophobe, homophobe, whatever phobia you want to throw out. It doesn't make you that. You should be proud to be in this country. You talk so much that America is crap. Go back to where you came from. The new thing now that's coming out on social media, on Instagram, is all these people getting deported. Some of them self-deporting. Living in Mexico, talking about how much better it is, how much cheaper it is. Okay? They want nothing from America. America is crap. It's like, good, then you're there. Then stay there. And then you have other ones coming out bragging that America's no good. The only reason why they travel back and forth or come to America is for the money. So if America is no good, then why don't you just stay in your country? If your country's so good, you don't need our money. Okay? Once again, the double standard, the hypocrisy, the irony of it all. And now you want to come and try to rain on everybody's parade on the 4th of July. Really? Listen. If America was so bad, and I know everybody's heard it, I'm going to say it again, why are so many people trying to come into this country? Why are so many people fighting not to leave this country? Why are all you liberal lawyers and judges and what have you? If you think America's so bad, why are you trying so hard to keep illegal immigrants in the country? You people have no moral compass. Okay? You're living in a delusion. And this is just on this topic. Never mind the other 150, 200, 2,000, 2 million topics that you people find a reason to argue about. Okay? It's just insane. I'll finish this video and we'll wrap it up. Here we go.
You see it all the time. You know, you see it at the stores, you see it at work, you see it everywhere. But especially at schools, it's really hard, you know, because they're kids. They're not adults yet.
The school administration isn't talking, but in an email to parents, the principal said they were working to address the personnel matter and added, quote, "I understand that this has caused distress, and I want to reassure you that the views of one individual do not reflect the values and culture of Buena Park High School." We tried to talk to the teacher's aide, but the blinds were pulled shut as we walked up, and there was no answer and an address coming back to her name. We aren't disclosing her identity because we weren't able to independently verify the account was hers. But students say they followed her on now deleted social media accounts, where she often made her opinions known. Now they want the school to hear theirs.
Want to get her fired. Like, I don't want to see her at all anymore. I was really mad and upset because as a school, they're supposed to make us feel comfortable and they're supposed to have people that make us feel safe, especially with what's going on.
Wow, look at that. The schools are supposed to make us feel comfortable and safe. Really? Do you people, and listen, like I said, I have no beef with these young kids, okay? They're young, they're misguided. Nobody is obviously showing them right from wrong. But I wonder if they feel the same when all the other schools treat conservative students bad. When there's students in the other schools burning the American flag and waving flags of other countries. I wonder if they feel the same. Because obviously they're in America. They're in a predominantly Hispanic community. But they're all waving Mexican flags. And because one gets burnt, it's a big thing. And like I said, I just came across this today. I didn't even know this was out. As a matter of fact, just to prove it to you guys, when did this come out? This came out like 4 months ago, whatever the case is. Did anybody hear about this on the news? Did they put it out rampant on the news? No. Why not? Not even on the right-wing media did they put it on. Why not? Why are people so afraid to put things like this out? Is it because they don't want to stir up controversy? That, you know, that's understandable. I get it. But then why not feel the same when it comes to people burning the American flag? Why, folks? Because it's a double standard. Okay? It's ridiculous. And our laws in this country, especially constitutional laws, yes, they do protect us. They protect everybody. But they don't protect you, in my opinion. And I think I speak for tens of millions of Americans. And the funny thing is, I also speak for people in different parts of the world that love America, that you should not be coming into this country or any other country and spitting on their laws and their flags. You know? But leave it up to the Democrats and the rhinos and the deep state and the swamp or whoever else you want to call. Leave it up to them to do something that I've always said they love to do. They use constitutional laws to go against America and the Constitution. That's what they do. And it's just it's poetry in motion. Bad poetry at that. Okay. But anyway, that's what I got for you. Don't forget to comment, like, share, subscribe, pass the channel around. And if you can help support the channel, there's a link in my description to my Cash App and my merch store. Also, don't forget, again, go to Ron's Opinion Don't Matter channel. Show him some love. Tell him I sent you. Check out his content. Join his channel and do all the good stuff. We were, like I said, we had a good, he had a good live today, and all the messages, everything, it was really heartfelt with him and his subscribers. I felt welcome big time. Again, enjoy your 4th of July. Have fun. Keep your head on a swivel, people, okay? You never know what's going to go out there. Pray to God that, you know, it's a safe and blessed one, because we all should be celebrating this country together, especially with everything that's going on, not just here, but all around the world, okay? There are innocent people all over the world, in the United States and abroad, that are suffering. That much is true. But there's no reason why the left has to keep adding more fuel to the fire, okay, and then trying to point the finger at everybody else. So remember, people, stay vigilant, keep praying for each other, keep praying for the women and the children, pray for this country, pray for your families, pray for your enemies, pray for Donald Trump, and don't forget to pray for all the missing children that they brought across the border. Peace.